Hey guys, I wasn't originally planning on making this video, but with something as I feel as important as this, I really wanted to put my 2 cents into the pond, and yeah. So if you haven't heard, and if you're a bit of a Doctor Who fan, that you may be a little bit behind, and you don't want to know anything more, then I would suggest clicking off here. But here's my 2 cents on this whole thing. So now Jodie Whittaker has been cast as the 13th Doctor. She's going to be the first female Doctor on Doctor Who for the 11th season. And I think it's awesome. Right off the bat, I want to show my cards and where I stand on all of this. I think it's great. And being someone that has watched both seasons of the BBC version of Broadchurch, because, us Americans, we tried to do the whole Grace Point thing, and that didn't really work out that well. And it wasn't any of the cast's fault. It just wasn't done as brilliantly as Broadchurch, I don't think. But anyways, I loved Jodie Whittaker and that, and it gave me chills watching it. It really did. I'm not just saying that to say it. Like, I got into Doctor Who later than a lot of nerds did. I didn't start watching it until the end of Matt Smith's, I'm going to say the 6th season. They were halfway. The first 6 seasons of Doctor Who was on Netflix, and I think the first half of the 7th season had come out, but I hadn't seen it. And so that's sort of where I came into it. And I started with Eccleston, and I worked all the way through. Tennant became my Doctor, absolutely 10. And I've been a fan since, I didn't just put this shirt on because I'm making this video. This is what I've been wearing all day. I love Doctor Who. It's one of my favorite shows. It means to me on a level what something like Lord of the Rings or something like that does. This show has made me cry and question myself and the way the world works and all of these philosophical questions and things, and I absolutely love Doctor Who. With all that said, I love Peter Capaldi's first season. Did not care for season 9 that much. I watched the whole thing. I'd probably say I liked about half. I liked about half of it. I could say that. The half that I like, there's probably a few episodes in there that I'm being nice with, that, it could have probably gone either way. But I give them credit for trying something different and new. But for me, I don't think they really hit the mark. And it's been a while since I've watched it. I still need to go back. And I'm not even caught up on season 10 yet. I've got it all DVR'd, and I just gotta find time to sit down and watch it. So this is me talking about this without being fully caught up on Capaldi. I might make a part 2 of this, maybe, once I finish it, but don't count on it, because I'm pretty sure I know myself and I know Doctor Who enough that my opinion on this isn't going to change. I've been wanting a female Doctor before Peter Capaldi was announced as being the new Doctor. I always talked about I would love to see a female Doctor. That was part of a conversation that me and fellow friends of mine that are Doctor Who fans talked about. And in this day and age, we live in a climate where people just want to have something to complain about and to not like, and I would even say, I'll even give it this. I'll even give you this. if BBC had casted an American actress as the next Doctor, because not only then would it be the first female Doctor, but the first American actor to play the Doctor, then I could understand the outrage. Because I think one of the beautiful things about Doctor Who is all of Doctor Who has highlighted a really brilliant British, English or Scottish, actor, and I think it needs to stick with that. I don't think it needs to change. But I do. I think people just want something to complain about. I think people expect too much. And change doesn't happen overnight. So before I end the video, I want to target 2 demographics. One, the people who are against having a female Doctor. You guys are just bullshit crazy. I mean, this is amazing. This is I think this, because of how disappointed I was last season. Now, I have watched the first 3 or 4 episodes of this season, and I love it so far. I love this season so far. I just, because of life and different things, I stopped watching it and haven't continued it yet. But I've loved Bill and the Doctor's relationship, and I love the journey they're taking both of these characters. Peter Capaldi is amazing. So to you guys that are against having a female Doctor, I would question whether or not you are a real Doctor Who fan to begin with then, because to question having a female Doctor goes against everything that the Doctor tries to teach us throughout the series. It's all about exploration, and it's supposed to be a story about being true to yourself and all of these different things, and I see this as another cog in the machine and another step in the right direction of that. Is this is the Doctor, and I believe the cool thing with having a female Doctor now is I think you can tap into sides of the Doctor's personality and his past, or now her past, depending on what pronoun you want to use, but the Doctor's past that you might not have been able to tap into with a male Doctor as much. We're told that the Doctor had a family, that he had kids. I think maybe we could really tap into talking about the Doctor's family on Gallifrey and things like that, and it coming from a mother's perspective almost, I think will, if they decide to do something like that, I think will give that much more resonance and everything. So that is my message to the people who are against it. The people who say that it's not enough, get off your high fucking horses, okay? You can't expect everything to happen all at once. And I've said this before in written text and comments and different things, and I'm finally going to say this in a video. Here's the deal, guys. You can't be so absorbed with real life and the things that really matter that you let it get in the way of telling a story, okay? That's why when you have people and you have shows like Doctor Who, like Game of Thrones, that decide to tack on important topics and sort of give a narrative on things that may occur in real life, that's what makes them even more awesome. But the bottom line is you got to tell a good story. Above everything else, you can put all of the best philosophical notions in it. You can put all of these great, fantastic things in it. But if it's not a good show or not a good movie, then it's not worth supporting, And while I wasn't a fan of Season 9, they tackle some really great subjects in it. And it wasn't a bad season as far as a season goes. That's just me from what I want out of Doctor Who. I didn't care for it that much. It'll be on my shelf with the other seasons. I have every season of Doctor Who except season 9. It's going to be there one day. Like, this isn't one of those things where I'm like not going to get it and have an incomplete collection. Season 9 was a great season. It was just a little bizarre and different than what I would have wanted. But you can't expect a show just to be bland. You know, you can't expect a show to throw all of these different things that happen in real life. That's why it is an amazing thing when you hear that there is going to be a LGBTQ plus character on a show, or, you know, the main character is going to be a female, or another race, or whatever the case may be. It's because the showrunners or the director, depending on whether it's a movie or TV show, is taking a chance. But if they don't, then I choose not to be skeptical, and I choose to believe that whatever decision is made for the best possible reason for that particular entity. And for a show like Doctor Who, to say at all that Doctor Who is a backwards show, you must be watching a completely different show than I am. Because Doctor Who poses so many forward-thinking notions just since the Eccleston version. I mean, even all the way back to the first season of this new incarnation, they were posing questions to things that I don't think a lot of shows were at the time. And especially since Moffat took over with Matt Smith and Peter Capaldi, I think he's done a brilliant job at looking at the world and posing different questions. And now that he's exiting and we're getting the new guy, which I don't remember his name, and I apologize, but now that we're getting somebody new and we're getting a female doctor, as a fan, this couldn't excite me more. You could not release any better news for Doctor Who for me. You know, and look, and the last thing I'll say is this. I'm not going to tell you that you have to like the news. You know, that's not ever the person I want to be. If you, as you, Doctor Who fan, does not like the news of having a female doctor, that's completely on you. But here's where I have a problem. Get over yourself. You may not like it, but it really isn't a bad thing. Okay? And like I said, and you might get upset at me, but if you don't like it, I question whether or not you are a real Doctor Who fan to begin with. And I'm going to leave it at that. So let me know what you guys think of all of it down below. Don't worry, I'm not going to berate you, but I'm curious. What do you think of the news about Doctor Who? And who is your favorite Doctor? Mine, I will say right off the bat, is still 10. 10 is my favorite Doctor. David Tennant was incredible. So, peace out, guys.